Hello, I am doing my presentation on neurodevelopmental autism disorder spectrum. I'm having a problem with the screen-o-matic video. It's real choppy, so I figured I'll just do it on my FaceTime and upload it to the video so that I can get my presentation done. Okay, so the autism spectrum disorder is a brain development disorder that varies on the severity of the disorder. There's people with autism and it's not as bad as others. It causes difficulties in social interaction, communication, and repetitive disorders. ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder, is usually noticed before the age of 5. And some of the signs and symptoms of ASD are not looking at objects when another person is pointing at them. The person may have trouble relating to others and not be interested in other people at all. They avoid eye contact and want to be alone. They have trouble understanding other people's feelings or talking about their own feelings. They appear to be not affectionate as far as cuddling. They want to cuddle only when they feel like cuddling. And sometimes when you talk about something with a person with ASD, they will talk about something totally different. Whatever's in their mind is what they'll talk about. They won't talk about whatever you're talking about. So, normally it is detected before age 5. I have, some friends that have autistic children, and some of them are doing very well, and some of them seem to be, a little stuck, but getting better, should I say. So, I did an article on preparing tomorrow's doctors to care for patients with autism spectrum disorder. And that article was it was a study showing that people who have ASD usually have the poorer health conditions because they can't communicate with the healthcare providers to let them know exactly what their problems are, so they're not actually being treated properly for whatever their ailments are. And they can gain weight. They have weight issues and stuff like that. So they did a study on having the healthcare providers take classes and going to clients' homes to learn more about autism and interacting with children or in adults with autism to see how they do. At the end of the study, it showed that they had very good positive thoughts about it. Mainly the female healthcare providers had good positive thoughts about it. Some of the males did not. It wasn't negative, but it was like sort of, I say borderline. They felt like, halfway there, or it was something that they already kind of knew about. But the females, for some reason, seemed to have more of a positive outlook on future treatments for people with ASD. I found that it was kind of interesting that the males did not have as much positive of thoughts and feedback as the females. But I think that with the healthcare providers being trained in this disorder and interacting more with the ASD people, it will help them be able to understand, what they're feeling and be able to give them a better health outlook on, for that person. It's kind of sad that, for some time they haven't had the proper care because the healthcare providers maybe did not have the knowledge and the tools to help those kind of people. I don't think that's fair, but I mean, at least now they're trying to fix that problem. I did do, I had a couple different, I had three different websites that I did pick for the ASD, and those websites were Autism Speaks, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Autism Spectrum Disorder, and the last one was Autism Science Foundation. They were the three websites that I used. But it was very interesting going through the different websites and finding out more things about it than I found out in our American Psychiatrists Association book. I did see a lot in there, but I mean, it's just very interesting to know that like people with autism actually, like, they'll repeat themselves, and they have trouble adapting to routine change. They don't like change, and it's hard and sad, because I also read something about the percentage of like twins getting having this, and it's kind of like genetic, but it said that autism is about 4 to 5 times more likely to affect boys than girls, and it's found in all racial, ethnic, and social groups. So identical twins that has autism, it's like a 36 to 95% chance that the other twin will be diagnosed with autism. For the non-identical twins, the chance is about 0 to 31% that both twins will develop autism. So that was a little interesting too. So that's all I have to say about autism. Hopefully, they'll find a cure for the disorder. Maybe they can figure out if the kid would be have autism early on, maybe while the mother's pregnant, and maybe later on down the line they can find a cure for it. Even after the child may be born, they can find a cure for it. I hate to see anybody with any kind of disorders that can affect their life. So thank you. Take care.